I can see my problem. One side is oiling and one side is not. I'll bring y'all over here where you can. If you look back here, you can probably see there's an oil pipe there and there's oil coming out of the end of it. There's no oil coming out of the end of this one. Let me do that. That's probably why I've been having problems. I'm not getting oil up to this cylinder, up to this head here. Might need to study on that a bit. In the meantime, I'm going to squirt some oil on that shaft. I'm going to get my wrenches out and just pop that off and have a second look at it. See what I think. Kind of go from there. I may be able to cure that oiling problem if I spend a little time digging around with it. That's what I'm hoping. I'm going to take some things apart and put them back together, and I'll get back with y'all and let you know what I found out, if anything. Okay, here's what I think. I got to studying these shafts, and they're closed on both ends. Even though they're open here, you can see there's a little plug in that end. The other shaft is the same way. The other end of the shaft didn't have that, but this shaft has a hole right here. My book shows that this thing fills with oil, and I'm wondering if this hole needs to be lined up. And I can't turn this shaft in the car. It's got too much pressure on it. But I think what I'm going to do is take that whole shaft off. And in reality, if I can get it off and back on there without disturbing any of the rods and having them fall down in the motor, I shouldn't even have to readjust the valves. But I'm thinking if I take that whole shaft off and I kind of explore, find out where that hole is, twist it around, line the hole up and put it back in there, at least I will have eliminated that as a possible problem, and that might cure it. You never know till you try. So I'm going to take the shaft off again. I'll move y'all over to the other side. You might can see it better from a different angle. Hey, I found the hole in this back one, so I'm willing to bet. Well, let me think about this a while. That's not the back one, that's the front one. Okay. So if I line that hole up to there, this second shaft should also have a hole. Yeah, it sure does right there. See it? Y'all can't see it, but I can. Okay, so here's an educational point for y'all. There's a hole here, and the oil pumps up into this shaft and runs the length of this shaft and oils everything. And there's a hole here on the front one where it drains out. And if those holes aren't lined up, obviously it makes sense to me this baby would not oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick my screwdriver in that hole to keep it lined up. I'm going to put the rest of these in the right direction. I never did figure out if these things had a top and a bottom. They look to me like they're the same on both sides. So, I don't know, maybe one side will have some marks where it had not so much. I don't know. But it looks to me like that, right there. See, I got a hole in that shaft. And I got a hole in the bottom of this shaft. Goes right up in there. So, I should be able, if I'm careful, to put this back on there and not rock any rods down in the motor and retorque this baby. I'm willing to bet there's a higher chance we're going to have oil flow than we did before. Okay, we'll try slipping that baby back on there, see if that works.